Today, we're diving deep into the art of negotiation, combining masters like Chris Voss, Tim Ferriss, Dave Ramsey, and Sun Tzu. Remember our talk about the parallels between job interviews and listing presentations? We're taking that to the next level. After studying these powerhouses and using their lessons in real-world scenarios, I've created a blueprint that anyone can use. Whether you're negotiating your commission or negotiating your salary at work, I've got insider tips that will set you apart. Let's get started. Setting the stage. When you walk in that door originally, does the first impression actually matter? You will hear agents sometimes say, do I need to actually wear a full suit when I show up on a listing presentation? But here's what's more important. What is the energy that you're putting off when you walk through that door? If you show up late, what is the first impression based on that? And if you are nervous, is that something that is very easy for the other person to pick up on? And when you start the conversation and you pick out that unique wallpaper, you're not just making small talk, you're opening up dialogue and you are becoming the authority in the room and you are becoming in control of the conversation because yes, you need to have a regular improv conversation with the person that you're talking to, but they need your services and you are there to help guide them towards a successful result. Now, your resume. Is experience actually overrated? I know that when I'm looking to hire somebody, their actual work experience is one of the last things that I look at. I will most definitely look at the photo, which is in essence how they present themselves. Do they have good energy or not? You can tell a lot about somebody by looking at their photo. And in today's digital age, are you actually having a first impression when you walk through the door? Or have you sent them some content or some material ahead of time in the form of a video or in the form of maybe one of your social profiles? Or have you made sure to connect with them online ahead of time so that they know who they are engaging with before you even meet them? Today, if you don't have the ability to adapt, then your work experience really doesn't matter. Things are changing so fast right now that if you're not staying up on the trends, if you don't know where the market is going in general, whether it's your job market and your industry or the real estate market, then you will easily fall behind. And I've seen this happen time and time again. Your ability to hop on the trends, to implement what's happening right now, and to stay current is in a lot of ways more important than how long you've been in the industry. Now, do you need to know everything about the company or everything about the person you're meeting with before you get through the door? Well, yes, you should have some sort of process prior to you going on that meeting so you know exactly what it is they're looking for and why. But do you need to know that person inside and out or their company inside and out? And I will say no, because if you have the confidence in your abilities to perform, then you will be able to identify what's missing from what they are currently doing. And you can also tell how you can fill that gap. And you can also make generalities towards, I've also helped this person with that exact same scenario, and here's what we did. Based on what you're saying, I can read between the lines now, and here's what I would recommend based on that. The more that you can future pace, the more that you can see yourself in that role, the more that you can speak the language to them that sets the stage for that, the more that you can start having a conversation with them in real time in that interview as if you are already working together. You are already solving problems for them while you're sitting there with them. They're gonna start thinking that you're already working for them. They're gonna say, not when do you start, let's keep working on this. Let's keep talking about this. And then it's not when can you start, it's what are we going to work on specifically when you start, if that makes sense. Confidence or arrogance? That is the question. But perhaps it's your ability to be bold that makes all the difference. You might be able to make a suggestion that they might not have thought of that might come off as something that is unique or outside the box. But that is one of the pieces of value that you can provide to them, and your ability to present that with the right amount of tact is going to put you in a position of confidence and authority. And do you need to be a local market expert. I would go as far as to argue that in today's market, it's more important that you know what's happening more on a global scale than just on a local scale, because it's a small world online these days. And if you are going to be providing service to almost any employer, and certainly in the real estate world, you need to know what's happening online or you're getting left behind. And if your local market is currently behind the trends, what a great opportunity for you to be the first to market when it comes to what is the latest technology and what is the latest in the world in your industry in general. One of my favorite things to do during a presentation or an interview is to recognize nonverbal cues. If you see that their knee or their leg starts twitching, or you see that their body language changes a little bit, that is your opportunity to dig a little bit deeper on the path of the concern that they gave you without saying anything. And if you have the ability to do that in such a way that presents a solution to what their concern is, to smooth that over and make them feel comfortable, you don't have to handle objections at the end of the presentation. As a matter of fact, if you've absolutely perfected your presentation, you will have the ability to bring up potential objections. I know what you're thinking. Here's what I've suggested as a solution to that, and here's what we do to correct scenarios when this happens. Matter of fact, here's more confidence. Here is a large number of mistakes that I've seen people in your situation make, and or here's a large number of mistakes that I've made, just being authentic, right? Okay, mistakes I've made, here's what we've learned, and here's what we do now that we've upgraded our services to make sure that doesn't happen for you or anyone else in the future. And I feel confident that you won't see this from some of the other people that you'll talk to for this specific role. When it comes to price, now ask yourself this question: would you hire you? And if the answer to that is anything outside of an absolute zero hesitancy, 100,000% yes, 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 and also yes, then you need to adjust your approach. Are you an asset or an expense on their balance sheet? And if you are an asset rather than an expense, have you done a really great job communicating that to them? Yes, this is what it's going to cost you, but here's what the benefit is. People say, what's your value proposition? People say, present your value. But if you can actually put it into dollars and cents, yes, it's going to cost you X, but I'm actually going to give you an offer in terms of the performance that you should be able to see. And here's what we've done in the past. And here's the successes that we've had that have actually outpaced what you would generally expect from this type of position. And after you go to one of these interviews, they might hire you on the spot. But if you are in a position to be following up, make sure that you're not just being repetitive. Make sure that you show them the variety and your ability to show them perspective and effective communication. Are you actually resonating with the conversation that you had? Did you listen well enough to know what's important to them so that you've actually come up with an additional idea or a solution or a value add that you can do for them? And if you genuinely come from the place of, I want to help this person regardless of whether they hire me, I want to help this person regardless of what the outcome is. It's been said that if you let go of the outcome, you will increase your income. It has been said that if you always do more than that which you are paid for, you will never have to worry about your compensation. And it starts when you walk through that door, not when they hire you. If you can sit there in a meeting and offer value to them that they can go back and utilize regardless of whether they work for you, do you think that they're going to want more of that or not? And if you're not rewarded with the actual opportunity itself, then you are then rewarded with the opportunity of a lesson that you can use moving forward. The lesson could be, maybe I learned that that isn't the right position for me. Maybe I learned that I need to work on my presentation. Maybe I learned that that type of person needs to be dealt with a little bit differently in terms of personalities. Maybe I learned that I need to prepare better. You either win or you learn. Thank you for being here today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in this video next.